Okay, ladies found employment lots of places. Angie is the latest of the hairdresser people I am locating in town, and hers is a little different because she does not only haircuts but also has a tanning booth. I haven't visited there because I sunburned, so that's all right. Okay, Betty Gennon had one in her home. Several of them had it at home, so that was it. One day I was down getting my hair done, and I got to see Janet and Mary. Mary gave me my first permanent. Now, I have natural curly hair, and my mother decided that it would look better if I got a permanent. And Mary had one of these things that was up, a halo kinds of things with the long wires. And we got me all hooked up together, and we were doing just fine. We combed it out, and I had the frizziest hair you've ever seen in your life. Never had a permanent since or before, so we're done, okay? So that's a part of that. The lodge building, I've learned a lot about the lodge building in the last week or two, simply because I guess I just thought that the post office was one building and the lodge was another, and that's not so, because they own the whole building. And as they were sharing with me about things that they could share, they said that you all are supposed to use the post office because if you close it, they lose the renter. So, so just keep sending all that stuff through the post office, if you will, please. So this gives you. Now, the difference is the location, they've been there since 1902, but the building says 1905, so that's a little different. Okay, the post office and school employees, you see Charlie Tyler when he started out this way, but you know what? Used to, you could set your clock with Charlie Tyler when he decided to deliver the mail. But believe me, you didn't want to stand behind him after he put it in the mailbox, because he was going to take off so he would get to the next place, okay? And the stones would fly. You've seen some of the school secretaries that are here and the postmistress that you can recognize. Well-maintained cemeteries is also a responsibility of the lodge, and he was also telling me when he was sharing that the rental properties are help sponsored through this. Let's stand up and give a tribute to, let's see, who works out at the lodge? Jerry, you're one. Gary? Okay. Who else works out there? Gary Wright? Okay. Give these guys a hand for making a good-looking cemetery. How many cemeteries are out there? Three?
Harper, Emory, and IWF. I think that's
County. Well, somebody told me 5, so I don't know. But there's a lot of them out there, okay? And some of them are old and still well-maintained, and so thank you for doing that.
I believe the Harper and the county's on the south side of the road.
Right.
Emory is on the north side, and then the Oddfellows is...
The Emory also is called the Red.
Yeah.
Very good, okay. If you went to the quilt show today, you were in the Parker building, and you looked in the window and they had some history there, and I always got off the bus when I got here because the bus stopped at the drugstore, let you off, and I could come home from Ball State and ride the bus to here and get picked up. Okay, somebody mentioned the steps today. How do the steps look? They're kind of shoveled out, right? Okay. And they tell me that's because they had so much trade they wore them out. Is that right, Mary? Makes a nice story, doesn't it? Okay, it makes a great story. But I will tell you that if you read any of the Miami history, they are so appreciative of the Parkers taking care of them and doing a good job for that. So it was well worth it. Okay, and so they would come in and they loved ribbons that you had and several things that were there. Flip it back just a minute, if you will, okay? How many of you bought shoes from Parker's? Look around. It's amazing, isn't it? How many got shoes there? What kind of shoes? Red Goose. Everybody knew. Okay.